Hello and welcome back to UK Highland Photography here on YouTube. I'm Strober and today we're going to be talking about blogs. Should a photographer blog? Good question. So what is a blog? Well, a blog is a web log. It's a part on the internet where you log content on the World Wide Web. Hence weblog, which abbreviates down to blog. So what is the difference between a blog and a website? This is how I see it. A website is the formal face of your business on the World Wide Web. However, you don't really tend to update your website that much. However, with a blog, you are continuously updating your blog. And I truthfully believe that your blog is the informal side of your business on the World Wide Web. So we're going to be having a look at why photographers would want to blog. So a photographer would want to blog about their photographic assignments, okay? So if you're a wedding photographer, you could basically blog about the latest wedding you photographed. You could blog about the latest venue that the wedding was held in. Maybe it was a hotel, maybe you didn't like the hotel, and you're a wedding photographer, so you blog about your experience of being in that hotel. If you're a landscape photographer, then perhaps you'll blog about your latest trip to Iceland. Perhaps you'll show a few photographs of your trip over there in the aircraft, you know, the shots looking out the window plane. And then later on in your journey, you're going to be blogging about when you see the, the lower lights. You know what I mean, guys, with the sky goes all green and blue and all that carry on. So that's a landscape photographer would basically blog about that kind of stuff. And for example, let me give you an example here. Have a look at this, right? That is one of my photographs for my aerial photography. Basically, I've got the drone. So if I've got my own blog, which I do have, then I will blog about my aerial drone work. I will blog about my aerial photography, or I might blog about, you know, my selfie project, because I've got the project going on where I just take photographs of myself, hence selfie, and I could blog about that, and I could put in my blog why I'm doing a selfie project. So that's one of the areas where a photographer would want to blog. Now, what else can photographers do on the blog? Well, you can write reviews. You can write reviews about equipment, okay? I can actually give you an example. Two years ago, I wrote my very first review on the Pixel Bishop manual radio triggers for UK Highland Photography. And if someone would have told me 2 years ago that I was going to be a future part of the UK Highland Photography team, then I wouldn't believe them. But here I am, guys. Today, I am making content for UK Highland Photography and being paid for it, as opposed to having it on my personal blog. And that's all because on my personal blog, as a photographer, I started writing reviews about camera equipment. I used to do about pocket visits, speed lights, you know, everything I could get my hands on, I would review. And today, I've got a full-time job doing what I love. So, other stuff you could review is photographic studios. If you've worked in a photographic studio, let's say somewhere in Bolton in Great Manchester, you could write a review about that. Let other photographers know how good that place is to use. Other examples you could do is you could write reviews on models that you've worked with. If you've worked with a very talented model, go that extra mile and do a blog and tell other photographers and other agencies how good of a model she is with examples of your work. Now, other things you can actually do on blogs is write your own online tutorials. You know, we have trades of the secret, okay? Sorry, we have secrets of the trade. It's a known fact. Every profession has secrets of the trade. Some secrets we want to remain as being secrets. Other secrets, we don't care, we'll reveal them secrets. There's no better place to reveal secrets or tutorials than blogs. Blogs are the ideal place for people to learn. In my honest opinion, if people ain't learning from YouTube, then they're going to be learning from blogs, right? So you can write your own tutorials. Moving on. This is the pros about writing blogs and how it can help photographers. So, writing a blog can, one, help give you a voice as a photographer within the industry and help to increase your online identity. That is an absolute fact. Not only will writing blogs get you known within the photographic community, but it will also get you known within a wider community like the general public. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're that wedding photographer and you're posting your photos of your latest wedding on your blog. What's going to happen? You're going to attract other photographers who are wedding photographers. They want to see what kind of photographer you are. They want to see how good you are, how much money you charge, etc. So they're going to come on to your blog. Not only that, but you're also going to attract potential customers. You're going to attract potential brides and grooms because they're going to be referred to your blog. They're going to see your latest work that you've done. Not only that, but they may be coming in from throughout the country because of Google. They probably put in, like wedding photographer boat in Great Manchester, and hey presto, up comes you because of your blog. Now, one of the reasons why blogs are very good for photographers is that search engine optimization loves blogs. If you are a blogger, then you're really doing yourself a favor with regards to SEO, search engine optimization, because Google loves blogs. The more information, the more blogs you post about photography, the more Google loves and the more value Google adds on to your blog. Hence me saying to you, it helps you increase your photographic identity as a photographer, both within the photographic community and the wider community, the general public. So, what else can your blog do? Okay, your blog can help you to attract advertisers. It could, let's say you do reviews on lenses. You may get an email one day from a manufacturer asking you if you will basically allow them to advertise on your blog. Because if you've got a popular blog and other photographers are constantly hitting it, then it's only natural that advertisers want to approach you and ask you, can they advertise on your blog in exchange for money? So you can attract advertisers. Not only that, but you can also attract sponsors. I don't have to tell you guys what sponsors are because you know what sponsors are. But advertisers and sponsors are attracted to bloggers. So what else can we talk about blogs? Okay, if you have a successful blog, your visitors are going to come back and back and back. It's a fact. If you have a very successful blog, you're going to have returning visitors. People are going to be returning that much to your blog. You've not updated your blog yet, because that's how big of a fan base your blog has become. It's become popular. But there's drawbacks with regards to having a blog, and these are the negatives of being a blogger. The first negative about being a blogger is that you have to be good at writing. Because blogging is about writing, then you need to have good writing skills. You need good spelling skills, and you need good grammar skills. You need all that stuff. Otherwise, you're just going to get some smart aleck leaving you negative comments about how you can't write and how you can't spell. You know, we see these kind of guys all the time on forums. You know the kind of people I am talking about. The other negative is that blogs are hard to maintain. And this is because blogs need continuous content. Blogs need to continuously be updated. In order for you to hold your audience and give them a reason to keep coming back to your blog then needs more content constantly. And as you know, as a creative person, our creativity can become low at times, thus having a knock-on effect which affects our workflow. So with regards to blogs, they can be hard to maintain because they take up a hell a lot of time and commitment. The other negative about starting a blog is that it just may not work. Meaning, your blog may look very professional and very good, but you just may not get them hits. You may not have anybody reading it. You could spend hours upon hours of work on your blog for only one person to read it every month. You know, it's a hit and miss game. You either take the plunge or you don't take the plunge. You don't know until you try. And my last negative point about blogs is the technical aspect. Now, one of the most famous blogging sites is called Blogger. And the problem with Blogger is that it's owned by Google. And if you use Google products a lot, then you will know Google can be quite geeky people. And Google constantly change the way their products works. And the problem with Google is that Google thinks that you're just as geeky as them and that you know about all things technical about computers. So this means, like, let me give you an example. Have a look at my blog now. This is my personal blog. Have a look at it. Can you see that white background? Now look at me. I have no idea why that background is now white. That background should be black, like this. Back to me, guys. Right, okay. So why is it white? I don't know. It's my guess. Someone at Google has been tinkering around with Blogger and it's resulted to me now having a white background on my blog. So now I've got to go into my blog settings, figure out what's been changed and recorrect it so I get the blog back to the way I want it to be. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do it. Am I going to be using JavaScript, HTML coding? Is it as simple? I don't know. This is the problem with regards to being a blogger, particularly if you use WordPress. I remember I went on WordPress once and I left straight away because it was all about coding. I didn't have a clue. Today I'm more of a YouTuber, thank God. But I'm going to finish this video with this. Should a photographer blog? Yes, a photographer should blog only if they feel it's going to be of a benefit to them. All I'm saying to you guys is that, one, if you get a successful blog going, you're going to be really better off. You and your photography is going to have, you know, major success with that if you get it off the ground. However, if you don't get it off the ground, then you're going to find you've wasted a lot of time and effort in order to try to get something off the ground that just did not work. So it's a 50-50 chance of it working. So there you go, guys. There's my thoughts on blogs and if photography should blog or not. Anyway, guys, remember we are at the NEC in Birmingham in March this year. So if you guys are at the photography show at the NEC in Birmingham, remember to come along to our stand and basically say hello. Right guys, I'm off to do some other stuff. Catch you all later.